Unheard of.
What is up, everybody? Here we are, another week of Unheard of. Sorry we missed you last week. Our boy ABG's just making a bunch of money, so sometimes sometimes it doesn't work out. Scheduling, we all got to work, so it is what it is. But we're back, and we got some great stuff for you this week. We brought, your fellow Unheard of lover himself, Bryce McAwee is back on the pod. We know it's been a hot minute, dude. But honestly, we're just terrible about getting people on, anyways. But we're glad you're here, man. And yeah, how have y'all's weeks been?
My week has been fairly decent. It's filled with work, 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 work. I go to work and then I get back and I go to the gym and then I maybe get an hour of gaming in. Then I go to bed, do it right over again the next day. So it's pretty easy to get on a routine out here. And then plus, I mean, I got my coworkers and stuff, so easy to lean on them for accountability of going to the gym and stuff. So I mean, having a okay time, I guess. What about you?
Just been working, man. I'm glad that it got scheduled pretty good though, because your boy had an off day, so we just big chilling. But pleasure to be back on with you boys.
Hey, man, we're happy to see you here. I think I looked back on the episode list before we started recording tonight, and I was like, dang, I think it's been like since September since we got Bryce on the first time or something like that. Or it might have been November. But I was like, yeah, it's been a minute. So um been my week. The first half of the week was pretty busy and doing a lot of work, but now the snowstorm kind of made it died down. So I'm just training people virtually, teaching a bunch of classes. So that stuff's always fun. But hey, I'm here, man, ready to get to it. Glad everybody's weeks have been, okay and full of working and making money. That's what happens when you get into adulthood, folks. For those of you listening, once you hit a certain age, you don't even know what a off day looks like anymore. You're just working. And um, but yeah, it's gonna be a good pod. Hope you all stay on and enjoy it. And without further ado, we're just gonna get right into it.
Also,
ABG.
everybody for our YouTube watchers and everything, I just want to point out, me and Jared did not plan this to wear two just blank ass red t-shirts on the show.
Oh, mine's not blank,
Uh,
bro.
oh, never mind. Oh,
Hey,
well.
go dogs!
Hey,
Okay. I couldn't see it at first. I thought you. I mean, I'm wearing. I mean, my it's plain. Mine's plain.
ripping those dogs today.
You know what I'm saying? Mine's just
Unfortunately,
plain
he doesn't
shit.
have any natty gear because the dog's on top this year.
Yeah, I'm about my jersey should be here like this week or something. But yeah, ABG's repping the dogs this week. He finally caved in. But
That's cap. That's
and
cap.
speaking of the dogs, we finally got a former dog in the Super Bowl who won it. I'm talking about Matt Stafford and the Rams. Um, it's funny because ABG and I usually have this running bet that he sucks at sports predictions. But if we would have had a show last week, um, I would have gotten wrong because I was going to bet on the Bengals just because of the whole underdog story and everything. Um, but I don't know, like initial impressions of the Super Bowl, like I to me, honestly, I would have called for the Bengals just because of the underdog, but I'm still happy. Like Stafford called it. Um, Close game. But besides the halftime show, the game itself was kind of underwhelming to me. Like I didn't feel much of the hype, as previous Super Bowls.
Um, I mean, you say underwhelming. Like the past uh few Super Bowls have been just like electrifying. You know what I'm saying? What was that? What was that one Super Bowl? Was it the Patriots and the Rams?
I like that
Uh,
one.
it's-
It It was a low scoring Super Bowl, so it was like a defensive game.
I mean, yeah, this one wasn't that high scoring. You know what I'm saying? What was the score?
23-20, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm just talking about like explosive plays and stuff like that, you know? Like, I don't know. I felt like it, maybe it's just because it was like the Bengals on the other side and Burrow just gets knocked down so many freaking times. But I don't know. I mean, to me, it didn't live up to previous Super Bowls, but that also could be me just hating the Rams for being able to be one of those teams that spends so much money and they were able to accomplish winning a Super Bowl. Because other teams like the Falcons are in cap hell and we can't do it. So, you know, I guess that's just a little bit of jealousy.
No, I understand what he's saying though. It was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of boring. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was sitting there on my phone the whole time, even though I wanted Matthew Stafford to win.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
yeah.
happy Stafford got one. I just thought that compared to like other Super Bowls, like, I don't know, like, because even if the Bengals didn't beat the Chiefs, like, I felt like Chiefs Rams would have been like a pretty electrifying matchup itself, too, you know?
Mm, I don't know. I don't think that. I don't know. It was just I don't know why it wasn't really that exciting to me, but it just wasn't. I figured honestly, I figured that the Rams would probably win by like 2 touchdowns, but they didn't. So
I thought it was going to get really good because after halftime, when Jalen Ramsey got a clear face mask and they didn't call it, I was like, oh man, they are letting these boys play tonight. And
yeah. I like that. I like that.
and then the
yeah,
last drive came for the Rams and they were just throwing flags all over the place. I was like, oh my God.
but I
Yeah, it was
mean,
going crazy. Well, I mean, that last drive was like 15 plays, right?
Something like
yeah,
that.
And it was like throw the Cooper Cup, throw the Cooper Cup, throw the Cooper Cup, throw the Cooper Cup, throw the Cooper Cup. You know what I'm saying? Repeatedly. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, the man won MVP for a reason. Of the Super Bowl MVP for a reason, but I mean, it kind of got repetitive for me at the end. That was the boring part to me. But other than that, I mean, I feel like there was some pretty good plays in the Super Bowl this year.
I don't know. I feel like defensively there was probably like some good plays, but
Oh yeah.
wasn't nothing really crazy offensively though. It was just like I don't know. The Rams basically beat them with like, yeah, like you were saying, one player, Cooper Cup every time. So, I mean, but that's what you got to do whenever OBJ goes down.
OBG.
Yeah.
OBG, dog. I was trying to say ABG.
No lie, I was so happy. I was happy. I was happy, not so happy. I was happy for OBJ to have caught, that first touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Even though he went out with have they said what his injury was? Was it an ACL?
It was ACL.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, the way he did that little step, man, it looked like it was something serious. But
Joe Burrow got an MCL strain.
yeah, I saw that. But I mean, it's a Super Bowl, I mean, you're not invincible. Some people are gonna get hurt, you know what I'm saying? But I was happy for OBJ that he at least caught a pass, a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, you can actually add this to another where Jared was wrong list because I actually thought, now don't get me wrong, I think Baker Mayfield sucks, but I also thought that OBJ was kind of done. So I mean, hey, prove me wrong the last half of the season because clearly, when healthy, he's got more in the tank. So sucks that he did tear his ACL, but yeah, I'm kind of happy for him too. Because basically when he went to Cleveland, to me, he was, with the exception of one season in New York, he was like a one catch pony. You know, he was living off that one-handed catch forever. And then didn't really make much noise in Cleveland, but yeah, it's good to see that he's got some more in the tank, and maybe Baker Mayfield will be taking some advice from his dad this offseason since he was, pulling that tape up on Instagram, be like, see where he missed throwing it to my son? Like he's got to get out of Cleveland. Like, look at this coverage. OBJ's wide open, Baker misses him. Like,
Oh yeah, no, his dad, OBJ's dad is definitely the winner. I feel like he's a real winner of the Super Bowl because that man he did that wheeling and dealing, got his son into the Rams, and I mean the rest is history.
I
yeah, I
ain't,
mean,
I
no,
ain't
go
gonna
ahead.
lie, I didn't even see that. I didn't even see where his dad did that.
Oh,
That's
dude,
fu-
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's still on his dad's Instagram page because this was basically how he ended up getting released by the Browns because that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. His dad was calling Baker out, and then they told him not to show up to practice like the next 2 or 3 days while they figured out what to do with him.
yeah.
Um, but no, speaking of winners, y'all know who the real winner of the Super Bowl was?
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
That's true.
I was gonna say, yeah, fans of some classic hip hop too, with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Eminem being there at halftime, 50 Cent hanging from the ceiling. Uh, but
Bro,
yeah,
you wanna know the worst part about 50 Cent hanging from the rafters on the
yeah,
Super Bowl, bro. The fact that like so many people on Twitter were like, why they have 50 Cent hanging upside down? Like why they do him so dirty? I was like, bro, y'all never seen that video before? Y'all never seen the in the club music video? Y'all
and y'all know what sucks?
like tell me you're a casual without telling me you're a casual, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah,
classic right there, bro. That's history.
you know what sucks about 50 Cent, man, is I just want to touch on it real quick. He was getting a lot of flack on social media about his weight gain, but I'm like, dude, at the same time, he is still built. Like he's just getting a little older. And then, I mean, wasn't the dude also shot like 8 times at one point? Like he
He
No, I
can't
was
carry
saw.
that muscle forever.
he was shot 9 times, but that was like before he was even famous.
Yeah, but still, man, like for his age, he's still pretty built. Like,
I
but
mean,
man, there's just some haters on social media. 50 Cent ain't fat.
nah, I mean, I think
That
he
they
looks
said
great,
50.
dude.
They said 50 turned into a dollar bill.
Jesus.
No,
That's
but like, no, I really enjoyed the Super Bowl halftime show. Like, I feel like they're on a nice little run. I mean, especially like with the weekend last season. And who was the one before him?
Maroon 5, wasn't it?
It was
Was it
who?
Maroon 5?
No, wait, no.
Oh,
No, Maroon 5 was 2016 when
I
it
thought
went
it
away.
was
Was it
Justin
Lady
Timberlake
Gaga?
It may have
Justin
been.
Timberlake.
Can't remember.
because Justin
Maybe.
Timberlake's show kind of sucked. I remember that just because he didn't really do nothing special. He was just kind of like
Yes.
walking around and everything.
Yeah. Okay, that's what. Yeah, it was Justin Timberlake before him. Okay, well then with the weekend and then this one, like they're on a nice two run right now. So I mean, I was satisfied. There were so one of my friends was talking about how the show wasn't iconic, and I was like, yo, did you see like that multi house
Yeah.
that they were performing out of? Like that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I thought it was great. I thought it was great. Good to see Dr. Dre, even though like he has no hair now. He is
Hey, man,
bald as Jared.
my dude just recovered from a stroke and a wife who took like millions of dollars from him in a divorce just in like the past
Bro,
6 months.
he was standing in one spot singing his songs. You know, he was probably lip syncing them things, and he was sweating. I was like, my boy,
Like I said, he
got a
just recovered
shame.
from a stroke.
Yeah. I
Sweating bullets.
mean,
Some people don't even learn how to talk again after a stroke. Like,
That's fair, but still, like he was standing in one spot.
I
hey,
mean,
man,
yeah, no, it was good though. It was good. I mean, it was good seeing Snoop perform. He was I mean, to me, just as good as like always. You know what I'm saying? And did
Yeah,
y'all see? Did y'all see that thing? Like those little screen grabs of that video that
of
was
him
like,
like puffing
oh
before he goes on.
yeah, Snoop Dogg
Yeah,
smokes weed before his Super Bowl performance. I'm like, duh, like he
Dude,
is never gonna stop smoking weed for anybody before he goes on to do anything. Like y'all have to know I mean that's what Snoop does. So
I, I think Colin Cowherd even mentioned that on his show. He's like people are getting angry at Snoop Dogg for like taking a
Snoop,
puff. Yeah, for like taking a puff before he goes on. Then you obviously don't know who Snoop Dogg is. Like he's been doing this since he was, I mean, probably dang near since he was born at this point. Like that's almost synonymous with his
oh,
character.
we got a cat.
Oh,
what
oh
was that?
snap.
Look cat in front of the camera,
Hey, chill out.
cat bomb.
But
Um,
hey,
oh,
Snoop,
here's the
Snoop was out there just crip walking across the whole stage,
oh
dog.
yeah.
Yes, bro. And his blue bandana
Yeah,
fit, bro. His
he's
sweats.
lucky. And man, he's lucky they was in Inglewood, man. If he'd have been in Chicago or something, they would have found him after the show.
Man. How about I mean speaking of this year's halftime show in general, like there was obviously the reports of controversy surrounding the whole blue bandana on Snoop Dogg, and then I think the biggest thing was Eminem because he was kneeling, and there seems to be a lot of controversy, man. If he was kneeling for Cap or if he was kneeling for Tupac. Now, personally, I mean, didn't the man also perform a song like about F Trump wishes he was dead and stuff like that? So I'm pretty sure like Eminem's not afraid to be political. Like I don't know which one's true, but I would lean more towards the Kaepernick.
Oh,
Um, it could be both, you know what I'm saying? Because he did take a
Good.
knee as soon as Dre started playing one of Tupac's songs on the
Yeah.
piano. And but I mean I don't know. I mean he also makes his politics pretty clear. So I mean he could be kneeling because of that. So I mean I don't know until Eminem says it, which I don't think he will. Nobody will know for sure.
I don't know if he was doing it, what he was doing it for. I like Arthur said, I don't know if he'll feel even come out and say anything. But hey, man, he did it, so it is
Yeah.
what it is.
I mean, he's probably never going to say anything about it. Like plus Eminem, my god, that might be the last show people see him at for like another 10 years because he never performs live. Like uh so I don't know, but overall I really like this year's show. I thought it was pretty good. Probably one of the better ones of the past few years like Arthur was saying. I did like the Lady Gaga one, man. Like
Oh yeah, that one was
she was
good.
jumping off the ceiling of the stadium and doing some really cool stuff.
Yeah. Then also Mary J. Blige. I mean, people can't
Oh
forget
yeah.
her. Like, I mean, she performed her ass off on that one too.
Oh,
Man, she
chill,
she
chill.
she did the oh man, I didn't mean it like that, but I mean
No, 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 no. I'm saying chill. That shit was garbage, my God. Bro,
word
I can't.
you
She
wildin'.
did not. She did not have enough breath to even sing. My God,
Take a hike, son, bro. She's like in her 50s.
I
So I
don't care.
mean, she's singing, she's performing. You know what I'm saying? She looked
Was
great. I think she did it great.
Snoop
Um,
and Lamar carried.
Kendrick, yeah, he did his thing with all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I like his like little his performing guys with him popping out of the box with the blonde beards and hair and stuff. That was nice. I mean, I'm waiting for. Sorry, this is not Super Bowl related, but I'm waiting for that new Kendrick album, bro. Like that's what we really need from him.
Uh, I ain't a big Kendrick fan, man.
Dang, take a hike twice, bro.
I can't, man.
Take a hike
No,
and
I
get
like, I like
lost.
old Kendrick, but
What is Kendrick has 3 albums.
okay, but you know what I mean. Like the first album.
I mean, yeah, Good Kid, Mad City is a classic. Like, I mean, all three of them are good. I mean, he has the Section 80 before that, so I mean, it's all good. You know, I'm waiting for his next one.
Hmm.
So I thought you would get with me on that one, but never mind. I guess we can keep it
Hey man,
moving.
it might be good. I don't know. I have to listen.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I definitely thought it was a great show. I definitely thought that all the performers, everybody did their thing. So, I mean, I happy, left happy, didn't go. I was satisfied watching from my TV.
I went to sleep happy.
Yeah.
uh, you know, so final point on the Super Bowl. In your opinion, which was better this year, the game or the halftime show?
Oh,
Mm.
the game. I mean, I watched the Super Bowl for the game. You know, the halftime show is cool.
All right, the game, halftime show, or the commercials?
Or
Still the
the
game.
game.
Yeah.
The game. The,
Still the
the
game.
you see where everybody was freaking out about the little QR code commercial?
Oh yeah.
Right. It freaked me out because like my whole TV screen turned blue, and I was like, "Bro, really? This thing's go out when I'm watching the Super Bowl?" Like,
And
and then
what was it for again?
it was for that cryptocurrency thing, or I don't even know what it's called. I don't even know, but I
Some
was
billionaire
really,
was trying to like give crypto away if you join his platform or something like that.
yeah.
Lame. L plus ratio plus paper money is better.
Hey, chill
You're
on
not
the crypto.
wrong. Uh,
uh yeah, I mean, I listen, I feel like the Super Bowl commercials have not been good since like 2010.
I don't
I think
know
there's
that.
some good ones in there.
When was the Doritos one? You know, where
I
like
mean,
they held the little Dorito up and they threw it, and then the kid shot out the wound.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2015 or something. I don't know why, but that one is always funny to me.
okay, I'll give you this. Like, there's a couple good ones, but I'm talking about those early ones, like when they first started being like super hilarious. Like it was banger after banger after banger commercial. Like at the time, you really want to watch the Super Bowl for the commercials. But now I'm like, bro, let's get back to the game, bro. Like I'll be satisfied with no commercials if it was you know the same ones we're getting now. I was
Well,
excited though. I was excited to see uh Three Stacks Andre in the Squarespace commercial
yeah.
Bro,
when he was what'd you say?
I didn't even see that one.
Yeah, it was like one of the like first commercials. He was in a Squarespace and he was like narrating like Zendaya on like a boat or something.
No, yeah, I didn't. Even, I was kind of late to turning it on the TV, so I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Um, it was weird though. Like I was like, what? Andre 3000 for a Squarespace commercial? Like, man, if you don't get your ass in the studio and make an album, bro, like.
That's true.
But yeah, no, like definitely I'm watching the Super Bowl for the game. Like all of this stuff is cool, but it's game time.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the game. Any, it doesn't matter. Like, it didn't even matter if they had like my favorite people at the halftime show. I'm always gonna watch the Super Bowl for the game, like always. So
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm the same just because I'm a huge football fan, but like if we got other people on the show, like, if Tiff was on the show, she'd say, "Oh, I watch for the commercials and halftime show," because she doesn't
yeah,
care about football. But I
Yeah.
mean, hey, a bunch of us dudes, we just love football, so we're gonna watch it because after the Super Bowl, you don't get it for like another 5 months, something
I
like
mean,
that.
yeah.
So
Yeah, man. Bunch of dudes being bros watching the Super Bowl, you know.
yeah, bunch of dudes. Um, but yeah, man. Speaking of dudes at the Super Bowl, I want to get into one. You know, one of the only people that was wearing a mask at SoFi Stadium was Kanye West, better yet known as Ye, legally. So,
That's true.
um, The dude has gone off the rails, everybody. Like, I know we got some Kanye fans on this show, but what he did with calling Pete out and, releasing those screenshots
Hey,
about Kim
it ain't cool.
Kardashian and talking about their kids, that's harassment, bro. And any
ho-
normal person would have had a
hold
restraining
on.
order and probably been put in
Eric,
jail.
I think you called him Pete, but I really think you meant Skeet.
Yeah,
It's
Skeet.
Yeah,
like
there you go. There you go.
Skeet Davidson is the antagonist in Ye's life right now. Like,
I don't know. Like, listen, I've been a Kanye West fan for so long. Everybody knows I'm a Kanye West fan. I mean, it's not like I hide or anything like that. I mean, hell, I named my cat Kanye. So, um, at this point of me being a fan of Kanye West, I literally look at the extras, the stuff he does, the Instagram posts, the what when he was running for president and stuff like that. Like I just take that with the like smallest grain of salt, and I'm just like, give me the music.
wow.
Pretty much, that's all I want.
It's funny you bring that up because, a couple episodes ago, we were just talking about like Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling. And you were like, dang, should I boycott Harry Potter because J.K. Rowling's a terrible person because of her transphobic beliefs? Like, literally, you're doing the same thing with Kanye West. You're like, I don't even care what he does or says, like, because I love his music. Like, that's the same thing with like Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling. You're like, dang, Harry Potter's great. So I don't even care that she's this horrible of a
But
person.
then again, listen, she doesn't have anything to do with Harry Potter now.
I
Like,
mean, you're not wrong, but she still wrote like that entire universe that they made.
well, yeah, but like that was before we knew she was a terrible person. Like, hold on, wait.
I mean, she's still profiting. She's still making profits.
I don't know. I don't know how I should respond to this. I mean, you're right. You're right.
Oh,
She.
you don't have to. I mean, Bryce can go because I know I'm right. So you can just you can sit there and take that one.
Hey, I just called you out. Amy.
Listen, but
You
I
don't,
mean,
you don't let me talk to you
I
like
mean,
that.
other than like Pete Davidson, who is Kanye really hurting? Only himself. Only himself.
That's yeah. I don't have a problem with him hurting himself. I'm just saying, like, if it was a normal dude like you or me, and we've got an ex with kids, and you're out there posting on Instagram, basically harassing the woman, like, hey, you're gonna get back with me, or else I'm gonna ruin this dude's life. And he's got a clan of like millions of followers that are saying, oh yeah, let's go get Skeet, let's get him. Like literally, that type of stuff puts you in jail if you're a normal person for harassment and stalking.
Yeah, you can't call the fans of a black person a clan during Black History Month, bro. I just want to let you know that.
Sorry. I guess I should have used club. I mean, I only meant it because I
no,
meant it
you
in
don't
like a
have to say,
pitchforks way because of what they were, saying in the comments.
I was just playing, but
Pitchforks.
yeah, right. Then he made it worse. But
That's
I mean,
y'all did
okay.
not read the comments on this about his like actual followers were in on this too. Like they're like, yeah, let's go get him.
Listen, okay, like I don't. What am I? Bryce, you want to go?
I'm saying my
while I
words are
think of
wrong.
what
I'm
gonna
the only
say
one
next?
reading.
Bryce.
If ABG and Jared know I'm finna defend Kanye with my life, okay? This man, okay, maybe the whole harassing thing was a little too far, but Kanye isn't crazy. This man, he's pretty smart. He does have some terrible takes on things. I'll give you that. And he says some stupid things sometimes. But I mean, I think he's pretty smart. I mean, he, like I said, he's got some terrible takes, and sometimes he can be a bit too much. But
Well, if that's the case, man, Chappelle is still a genius. J.K. Rowling is still a genius because we all love most of their work, but now we kind of think differently about the people.
I don't know. Chappelle ain't doing that wrong. I said what I said.
sheesh. I don't
it's,
know.
it's one of the
See,
opinions out there.
okay, so I feel like since Kanye has been in the industry for so long in the music industry, um, and a lot of people are my age or older, that are Kanye West fans, like that. The way I feel, kind of, is how most of them feel. Like, like look at this. Like, what is this man doing? Give us some music. That's it. That's all I want to hear from you right now at this point. But if you're gonna do the extras, I'm definitely gonna laugh at it. But like if it's any fan that's gonna do some crazy stuff to Pete Davidson, it would be a younger fan of Kanye West. And nowadays, the young kids that are on the internet they wouldn't they wouldn't do anything. So I mean, I really don't think that Pete Davidson is in any
Uh,
danger or
No,
I
anything like
disagree,
that.
man. I disagree because people talk about that like we don't think Internet Warrior is going to do anything. Look what happened on January 6th at the Capitol, like when Trump lost the election. Like so, he
But
was.
Kanye not Trump though.
You're right.
Like
Kanye's got a bigger following than
he
Trump, so it's probably a problem.
Cap, if Kanye had a bigger following than Trump, he would have won the presidency this
No, he
year.
wouldn't have
What are
because
you
he
talking
didn't
about?
register. He didn't register for one of the actual parties on the ballot. He came up with his own dumb birthday party that wasn't going to get him any votes. Like
Nobody was gonna vote for him regardless, bro. Like
there
I
were
might
six
have.
people
I
in
might have.
Oklahoma actually. So
how many?
6.
Dude, side note, Tiff and I were just talking about this because we had just watched Hamilton last week on Disney Plus. In the first two presidencies, three actually, the second place runner, like the runner up for the president race, actually became the vice president. And I'm thinking, dang, that might actually be a good system now because that would mean you'd basically have two parties in the Oval Office where they'd actually have to just fight all day and come up with actual compromises. I don't know, just a
That's
I mean,
side
probably,
note.
yeah. I don't.
Side
I
that's
would
note.
say I
probably
don't
the
see
best
what
take.
this. That I mean
What?
that.
That's probably the best take Jared has had on the show.
I mean,
I mean
there's
that's
been
not
some
crazy.
questionable ones.
But things wouldn't get done even. It would get done even slower now.
I mean, hey, what are you gonna
Now.
do? I mean, yeah, the way it works right now sucks too. So,
But
But
um,
maybe they come up with something that's like maybe it's not far leaning to the left or to the right. Maybe it's something that everybody can see something good in. I don't know.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
just my
But I mean, yeah, this really doesn't have much to do with Kanye because he wouldn't even been the vice president's vice president. Joe Jorgensen got more votes than him.
Hey, man.
Hey. Are we talking about the real Joe now? Are we talking about the real
Yeah.
Joe?
So I mean, listen.
Let's get off the birthday party. Let's just say that Kanye didn't stand a chance anyways in the election. That's just how it was going to go. But to me, I think the genius stuff is more or less like an excuse to say this dude's off his rocker.
But I mean, like, okay,
Is he a genius in the business
yes.
world? Maybe.
Yeah.
I would agree.
This man
Genius
called his-
musically.
This man
yes.
caught his shot from when he was a nobody to have the foresight to be where he is now. Like, I feel like, I mean, not everybody can do
it.
that. No.
You have to be committed, motivated, like willing to live off nothing till you reach your goals and dreams. And like 80% of society isn't willing to do that.
If anybody could do it, what has Ja Rule been doing his whole career?
He's been making money. I mean,
I guess. He ain't a billionaire.
no, he's not a billionaire. I mean, if he would have came up with a clothing industry, where they sell shirts with holes in them.
Did. Bro, listen. Jay-Z, billionaire. He ain't selling clothes with holes in it.
I got nothing against Jay-Z. I actually think compared to Kanye, and even without Kanye, I think Jay-Z is a genius. But I don't think Kanye is a genius.
What's the difference?
Jay-Z's actually smart.
How do you know? You met Jay-Z personally?
I've seen what he does with businesses, like sells them whenever they're ready to die down, makes his money, moves on to the next venture.
How is Kanye worth more than Jay-Z?
I mean, he did marry a Kardashian for a while.
Yeah, but like
That probably
that's
helped.
is that any difference than Jay-Z marrying Beyonce? Like, what do you mean?
I mean, maybe not, but I don't know because I'm pretty sure Kim Kardashian's worth more than Beyonce.
Yeah, probably.
So, I mean, not in the minds and hearts of everybody. Beyonce definitely rules, but I'm just
Listen,
saying
you gotta
financially.
listen. You have to listen to the Rogan pod with Kanye on it. You have to.
I have listened to the Rogan pod with Kanye. I'm
He's
saying
I
a
that
know.
man
smart
is
man.
not a genius.
He is a smart
Look,
man.
I know the man sells shirts with holes in them, makes money, has really cool shoes, makes really good music, but I'm telling you, when he talks, I don't care if he says off the wall stuff. I get it. Even Albert Einstein was a little bit, you know, messed up in the head, still considered one of the geniuses. But to me, he's not a genius. I
I
just
mean,
think
listen.
he's really good at what he does, which is great, but I'm not considering him like a Socrates of this generation.
I mean, nobody is calling him an intellectual. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But
But when
like,
everybody brings up the crazy stuff like Bryce, they immediately go to like, oh, but he's a genius. I'm like, well,
No,
that shouldn't excuse his actions.
I mean,
no.
you could be like this man walks into Adidas with a collab. This man walks into the Gap with a collab. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he makes very good business moves. Not it's more than just selling clothes with holes in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't walk into Adidas and be like, yo, we finna be ABG at Adidas. You know what I'm saying?
You might
Or
be able to, man.
I'm finna sell my ABG my fall fashion with the Gap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Come out with one of these mixtapes, dude. Release a mixtape. I'll help you promote it. We'll see how far I can get.
I can't. I ain't a rapper, bro. If anything, I'll be a producer. But I mean, that's just me. Oh,
I just disappeared.
there
Okay,
he
I'm back.
is. There he is. He's back. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, I do think that he is very smart in the business sense, and it has like shown to pay off. Like what back in 2016, the man was in financial ruin, and now he's a billionaire. So
Yeah.
I'm not calling him a Socrates. Come on now, Jared. I don't
yeah,
think
I
he
mean,
is.
Come on,
nobody is
bro.
calling him
But
a.
but
He's
like when
not
I'm
coming up with math formulas or anything like that. Like
but like when I'm bringing
to
up good points about him, like doing all this crazy stuff, you're like, but he's a genius, man. Like I gotta support him.
Yeah, that's just Kanye. I mean,
like
I'm not even
any.
saying he should be out here. I'm not saying he should be out here, harassing people, but like, I mean, that's just Kanye. He just wild.
Yeah, he is doing the baby please to like the 1000%. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, at this point, I just want to see this man win. Like, I just want to see him with his family winning, because that way we get more music without the extras.
Look, man, let me tell y'all something. From being a married man, okay, you have to learn how to compromise in the relationship. When Kanye went off and bought the however many acres of land in Wyoming and said, hey, I don't care about this land that I have in Wyoming. I'm moving my entire family back to Chicago. And then you hear about all that nonsense like Kim Kardashian's like, nah, this family ain't moving to Chicago. We're staying in LA. Like, I'm telling y'all, if a man ain't willing to budge, it ain't gonna work. Like, he's not gonna get her back.
I mean,
Maybe
hey,
not. Maybe not. But I mean, at least he has his kids, right?
I mean,
he's
I'm
probably not.
sure joint custody.
Yeah, he's probably not going to get back together with her. But I mean, at least if he does, he at least needs to make an album before, because I know it's going to be gaffes. And then if they decide to get back together after that, then whatever. But I just need an album during this breakup. That's all I need.
Yo, I mean, supposedly we're gonna be getting one in 6 days. So,
Yeah. Well, hey, 6 days can mean a year with Yay.
6 days could be 2 years
It could be 4.
with this man. So I mean, I listen, Bryce, because I mean Jared. I mean, I don't know if you know how horribly delayed his albums are, but what do you think? What do you think the percent chance, or no, not even percent? Give me a 1 to 10. One being this thing is not coming out for the next 2 years max, 3 years. To 10 being this is coming out on the 22nd. What 1 to 10? Where is down to 2 at right now?
I'm gonna say that I'm not gonna give it a 1, because I think with all the things going on in his life right now, he's gonna try to put something out. So I'm gonna give it a 6.
A 6.
I'm gonna say a 6.
We ain't even got a single yet. Sheesh,
That's true. But listen, all these people that are like, big Christians, and they're out here wanting another Donda to drop because they're just ready for some Jesus is King or something. No, man, they finna get a different Yay on this one, my guy.
I mean, he said it's executive produced by Future, so that's the
You finna get a whole diss track to Skeet.
yes. But I mean, for me, I would say that it's probably gonna be like it's a 3 for me, leaning towards a 4, but like as of late, a 3, because I mean, now he has this whole thing going on with Kid Cudi about how since Kid Cudi is friends with Skeet Davidson, that he's not gonna be on Donda 2, all this stuff. Like, I mean, he did screenshot one of Kid Cudi's like tweets or something. I think today it said that he loves him. So I don't know. They go through these weird phases of hate to love.
That's what Kanye is with everybody. But I'm just gonna give it a 6, just because, like I said, I feel like he's gonna try to come up with something during this time of his life. That's why I say that. But I mean, I'm probably wrong. You're probably right. It's actually, no, we're probably both wrong, and it's probably a 1, and it'll probably come out a year from now or 2 years from now. So
yeah, who knows? I mean, he did just drop down to last year. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're starving for Kanye content. And I mean, the way he's keeping up right now. And then I saw this really good tweet today that was like, Kanye is just like, I hope he knows that he's just writing Pete Davidson's new comedy special for him.
Oh, he really is. He's in dangerous territory right now, because hey, listen, Skeet is actually pretty funny. He's a pretty funny guy.
He is. If this man can make fun of his dead dad for dying in 9/11 and make it funny, what do you think he's gonna do to Kanye West when he gets to a mic?
Yeah, he's about to do something rough to Ye.
Did y'all hear his bit whenever him and like Ariana Grande broke up, and she was on Twitter saying, like, yeah, his penis is huge. And then he does a comedy bit about it. He's like, thanks for ruining my summer, because now people were getting way less than what they were expecting.
No, I didn't see that.
I mean, his last Netflix special was pretty good, you know. So, I mean, you know,
he should call his next comedy special The Tales of Skeet.
Tales of Skeet.
Dude, that'd be great.
Some jokes by Skeeter D.
Yeah,
Skeeter D.
Dude, if he said something like that though, like y'all's genius Kanye might want to like trademark the name of the show. He's like, I called him Skeet first.
He probably will. No, that's something Soldier Boy would do. He ain't gonna do that. But he is probably going. As soon as a comedy special is released and it says like one joke about Ye, you can bet that this man is about to release like a whole album, and it's gonna be like the diss of Skeet or something. It's just gonna be like 10 tracks of straight heat, taking this man like straight at this man's head.
I guess to kind of summarize this Kanye stuff we've been on is like, for me, I think that this is all super funny. You know, this has nothing to do with me personally, so I just take it and as face value for what it is, laugh and keep it pushing. So I mean, if they want to keep going, I don't care. Like, keep going. But
Bro, Pete Davidson hasn't said one thing in response to this, man. It's just Kanye going back at it.
Let me rephrase that. If Kanye wants to keep going, then keep going. So I'm having a good time with it. Me personally, having a great time with it. So, you know.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that serious. It's just funny. Like, everything Kanye does is just funny. Like, look, I'm a fan of him like as a person. I don't think he's like, obviously he's crazy, but like I was saying earlier, I don't think he's as crazy. I don't think he's like off his rocker. I think he kind of knows what he's doing. Like, that's just Kanye.
That'd be even worse if he's of sane mind and is doing that stuff. In my opinion, that'd be even worse.
I mean, okay, but listen, somebody who has worked their ass off in the music industry to still be topics and still be trending and still be all this stuff 20 years into their career. I mean, I think that's pretty. To me, I think he's doing what he's got to do. I think he's doing what he has to do to keep his name in people's mouths.
I feel like he could still sell music, but
then he has that McDonald's commercial too. Like, that was a pretty good commercial. But yeah, like to me, I think it's all calculated, most of it at least. And I mean, if he wants to keep it going, then hell, I'm here for it.
All right, I'll take y'all's opinion and I'll shove them down the toilet later. It is what it is. But speaking of things that you just can kind of turn and look away at, there's some things that we got to talk about, like the Book of Boba Fett. I could turn my head to the side and look away, and I'd be perfectly fine. Like, the ending was not that great to me. Actually, sorry. The ending was one of the better episodes, but the show overall, not really that great.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're just hating.
Yeah.
Because to me personally, just to see kind of his growth. I mean, also, do you think? Because we really haven't talked about this point. This is something new that I'm bringing up. Like, in the Sarlacc pit, do you think just a new person came out of that Sarlacc pit? You know what I'm saying? He came close to death. He could have died in there, and now he's just new. You ever stop and think about that?
I mean, that's fine, but literally, he's still overtaking a crime lord position where he's getting like taxes paid to him and stuff like that, for wrongdoings in the city, just under his protection. So what type of growth are we really seeing in this man?
He's still a crime lord, but he wants to. Not all crime lords just want to see the city burn. You know what I'm saying?
He can be a hero and a villain at the same time.
Yeah,
the
bro.
thing.
You ever heard of
Well,
you
that'd
ever
be
heard of an
fine.
anti-hero, bro?
But I don't think they know what they want to do with them. Like they literally just thought, it'd be really cool, a series about Boba Fett. And then they were just like, yeah, let's not have a real plan at all. Let's just make a show. We'll throw in Din Djarin for an episode and a half, have that be our best episodes. And we'll just kind of move along because
You are insane if you think that the character building and all the like his arc with the Tuscans wasn't really good. Like
I think
I
it's
thought that
forgettable.
was
I love the part about the Tuscans because it taught us about them too. Like things
yes,
we know
bro.
about them.
Like
Like,
to me, you just think you see the Tuscans and you think just freak savages that
yeah,
knocked
just
out Luke Skywalker. Yeah, and
yeah,
the damn Star Wars, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But to find out that they themselves are family oriented. Yeah, there we go. That they themselves are family oriented and willing to protect what's theirs, pretty much at any cost, and him pretty much learning that from them was, I mean, I don't know, I feel like monumental to the character.
yeah.
I mean,
I thought it was a pretty important thing. Like, and then being able to, I don't know. I just thought it was good the way they did it instead of making him just because I don't know why Jared's so pressed about it, honestly. Because, like, I mean, we didn't know anything about him before. So, I mean, we basically had to come up with something to do with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
you don't know
before,
anything
okay,
about him
listen,
now. Like
but they
literally,
can't have a show. They can't have a show about a man that don't talk, though.
what?
before the Boba Fett
The
show.
Mandalorian does not even talk that much.
I mean, that's true. Okay, that's true. That was a bad take. That's my fault. But I don't know. Well, first of all, he's not even actually a Mandalorian, so
He's
maybe
not.
just
Yeah.
maybe just Mandalorians don't talk.
I'll give you
No,
that.
they do.
I'll
No,
give you
they
that
do.
point. It's just that I'm saying the Boba Fett character that people wanted to see is not the one we got. This is like the older Boba Fett. We want to see the young one coming out of that Sarlacc pit, guns blazing. And y'all talk about the Tuscan values. All right. Don't even start with me. Okay. The Tuscans, sure, they might be family oriented. But when the time came for them to actually get a tax for the Pike Syndicate running through their territory, you know what they did? They died because Boba Fett wasn't there to protect them and they couldn't fight for themselves. So don't even get me started on the Tuscans. Like if they're
Because they
supposed to be
killed
legendary
them.
warriors,
Who said the Tuscans were legendary warriors? I just said they're
Boba
family
Fett
oriented.
did in his own show.
He said they were legendary warriors.
Yeah, he was like, "You are of great warrior descents," or some BS like that. And like, they couldn't even protect themselves after getting taught by Boba Fett
But
just for him to go get money.
How long have they been in the dunes though? I mean,
Bro, they've been
they had to fight somebody.
they've been in the trenches all their lives, bro.
It
And
seems
then
like they've been
that
hiding
one
forever.
This man
that
Jerry
one
gonna hold them.
leader.
This man Jerry gonna hold them over one loss, man, one L, and they've been there their whole lives, and
That's
still ain't
true.
nobody knocked them off the map.
That's true.
I'll
Like,
hold
they
him over
got-
that L because that's the only one we've seen. They finally get some screen time and they all die. Like Jesus.
No, listen. I think that this was some really good character building because I mean, Boba Fett isn't a stranger to being in a group or being kind of oriented with people. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, besides the what we saw of Boba Fett in the original trilogy. You know what I'm saying? We get to see more Boba Fett in the Clone Wars. And I mean, he's a part of a whole group of bounty hunters, he wanted to kill, what is Samuel L. Jackson's character in the Star Wars name?
Mace Windu.
Mace Windu. Boom. He wanted to kill Mace Windu because Mace, killed his dad. So we've seen Boba Fett be this crazy kid all the way up to this adult in Mandalorian armor who doesn't talk to now being this older guy who maybe after all that stuff just wants to be better. You know what I'm saying? But still,
He picked a horrible profession if he wanted to be better.
is a crime lord. But he wants to be a good crime lord. You know what I'm saying? Like every person who is in that world doesn't have to be just pure evil.
I didn't say he did.
You wanted him to be
I
pure
mean,
evil. You wanted them.
I
You
seen
wanted the
all the
Boa.
problems.
I did want him to be a little more like, basically senile and violent. But I'm just saying, man, the show wasn't what I was expecting. It was highly underwhelming to me. The best episodes don't even have Boba Fett in it.
Maybe he's seen all of the bad things that happened on Tatooine with old Jabba, and he was like, you know what? I want to be the ruler of this place and make it a better place. Maybe
Yeah.
he just wants to make Tatooine a better place, man.
I hope so, because Tatooine sucks. Like, literally.
I knew it was coming as soon as I said that.
This man Jared saw CGI Mark Hamill age down again and was like, oh, I love Din Djarin just because he brings out Mark Hamill.
No. That couldn't be furthest from the truth. CGI Skywalker looks really weird. They just need to get like Sebastian Stan up in there and play him or something.
Sucks. Yeah, or an unnamed.
Did you
Bryce
hear?
Disappeared again.
Yeah, or even an unnamed actor. Like, I saw an article that said they didn't even get Mark Hamill to return and do the voice for this one. They literally took bits of his character from the trilogy, the original one, and they like synthesized his voice. So it made it even more weird in like the Book of Boba Fett episodes.
That's interesting. I didn't really watch the credits at the end, but
I think they still credited him because it's his voice. It's just
okay.
A robotic version of it, basically an AI.
No, I didn't like it.
It's weird.
I don't like when they bring
just so we're clear here, your boy has not seen the finale, so I haven't seen it. Yeah. But I have seen. I remember whenever he was in the finale of Mandalorian. So, and it did look bad. Dude. So yeah.
Well, yeah. They only gave him like one line, and all they had to do was do a digital face. But literally, even in the Mandalorian, think of how cool it would have been if they didn't show his face at all. You just see the hooded Jedi coming through with the green the green lightsaber and the the rubber glove for his robot hand, and you're like, oh man, are they gonna show it? Are they gonna show Luke Skywalker? And then they just don't. Like that type of stuff builds hype for a show.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just saying, to get back on topic, to me, Book of Boba Fett was highly underwhelming.
Hold on, wait, Jared. Let me see what kind of Star Wars fan are you? What do you think about?
I gotta plug my phone up. Sorry.
He's falling and he can't get up.
What do you think about Luke and what's episode 8, The Last Jedi?
Oh yeah.
What do you think about Luke in that?
Well, like his character as a whole kind of sucks, but I also will defend The Last Jedi because as far as the new trilogy goes, that one is the only movie that doesn't try to like appeal or appease fans. It actually tried to do something different than the other two movies by just being like fan service. Like his final fight with Kylo, where he's just kind of like a Force hologram. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't think a lot of people thought that, but I thought it was pretty cool.
I'm talking about his character as a whole, like his arc from being Luke Skywalker in the original trilogy to now you see this man who is
it's kind of crappy.
It's crappy
because he, like in the flashbacks, the dude is basically about to kill Kylo Ren as a training Jedi, And I don't know. It didn't. It his whole. I mean, but let's say this, okay? Disney hates the original trilogy because they are out to ruin all of those characters,
I mean,
I don't
to
think
be
so.
fair,
except
I
Darth
don't think
Vader.
so.
to be fair, Revenge of the Sith was the best movie, anyways. But I mean, yeah.
Maybe
Anyways,
visually.
nah, it was the best movie. But anyways, keep going.
I mean, what about you, Bryce? Like, what did you think about the Last Jedi with Luke?
I didn't like the way they portrayed his character because he went from like this dude that was like he went from like a hero to just like a grumpy old man.
Thank you.
It was pretty bad in my
Basically,
opinion.
basically, thank you for making my point as to why I don't like Boba Fett in this show. Because it's not the character we thought we'd be seeing.
I mean, it's
Okay.
not the character we thought we would be saying, no, but I'm not opposed to him.
Man, I'm killing y'all
being the way he
today.
is.
Y'all keep contradicting yourselves. Like, God.
I'm asking this question to then give my opinion on it. Like, I feel like people get so enamored in like Jedi's and like, ooh, they're fighting for good or whatever, but they constantly get their ass beat by evil, and and so I feel like the way that Luke Skywalker went, and in episode 8 was like exactly where his character would have ended up, anyways. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I mean, look at Obi-Wan, a crabby old man living on Tatooine. I mean, I know he was looking after Luke or whatever, but solitude. Yoda, crabby, very old man living in a Dagobah system, solitude. I mean, after the Clone Wars, after they got their ass beat by the Sith, like, this is what happens. This is what happens to them. This is just what happens to them. So
Look, man.
That's why I feel like Luke Skywalker in Episode 8 is perfect, in my opinion.
I'm not going to disagree with the argument as a whole, just because, like I said, I actually kind of like Episode 8, just because out of the new trilogy, it's like the one that stands out to me, because they basically torpedoed the entire thing with Episode 9. It freaking sucks. Like, I mean, y'all can say what y'all want to, but Rey should have been a nobody. There's no way. Like, they're obsessed with that whole Skywalker storyline. Like,
Well, I
it
mean,
would have been
what?
really cool if a Jedi was just a nobody. Like,
Episodes
Yeah,
1 through 9 are called the Skywalker Saga. So
yeah, but I don't
Yeah,
think
but-
they had planned on that until they got, like, maybe in the second film of the new trilogy.
Yeah, nine was it was ass, to say the least. That's all I'm gonna say.
to say
It was
the
ass.
least, I'm
And, like,
gonna call it ass to the extreme, and then call it to say the least.
Palpatine has been
ass.
supposedly building an army for
Oh, okay.
decades,
I
and then
do
he
not
just
like-
gets defeated again. He has no type of character build up because
No.
everybody thought he was dead, and then he just appears for like a solid 5 minutes, and he's gone again. Like,
Listen,
Yeah,
I personally,
resurrected from the dead just for him to die again. Like, what is this?
yeah,
I personally love Palpatine. I'm a Palpatine sympathizer. I love
Whoa.
Palpatine.
whoa,
I do. I think he's a smart person. I think he's a great Sith. I did not like his inclusion in Episode 9.
That's what I'm saying.
I
The
will
new
tell you that
trilogy,
much.
the first Episode 7, The Force Awakens, I thought had a lot of hope, right? And then they were just like, you know what? We actually have no idea what we're doing. Let's make a movie in Episode 8 that totally takes it off the rails, and then we're going to try and bring it back in Episode 9, but at the same time, we're going to retcon everything and destroy it.
Listen, for them to be like, "Ooh, fans, you want some fan service with episode 7," and for them to just go for episode 8 and like give it to Ryan Johnson, and he just like made his own movie, like an actual good Star Wars sequel movie was
Thanks, man.
like amazing. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying?
Nobody really shares that point with me. I like episode 8.
Episode 8 is amazing. That Red Room fight,
Oh yeah.
chef's kiss. You know what I'm saying? Was that was the most G that was the most G shit that Star Wars has ever done. And then for them to be like, Ryan Johnson, you're fired. Uh, let's give them some more fan service for episode 9. I it I feel like this new trilogy is all over the place. And I mean, I know this is where we've gotten way off topic at this point. We're just talking about Star Wars instead of the Boba Fett show. And I kind of lost where I was going when I started asking about Star Wars. No, well, when I started asking about Luke Skywalker. But no, I mean,
Well,
to
I think
me,
you were just trying to like define your point of saying, because your whole thing about Boba Fett was, hey, this character should have grown into this, and then you were kind of bringing it back to Luke Skywalker in episode 8 to
yes,
justify it.
thank you. Um, I I just feel like Star Wars characters, and um, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I could give some you know evidence to this. Star Wars characters don't always take the arc that everybody wants them to take, and I mean, I feel like maybe that's because so many people have had creative control over these Star Wars characters. Um, but they don't always take the same way. I mean, look at Ahsoka. She was like the next best Jedi that was gonna, be a Jedi. And then she got framed for blowing up uh something in Coruscant. What was it? The was it the Jedi Temple?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember.
In Coruscant, and then she got exiled. And then after she got exiled, they were like, "Yo, come back." And then she was like, and now she is how she is. I mean,
Yeah.
it'll pick up in the Ahsoka series. So I mean, I'm sure everybody would have loved to see her be a great Jedi and everything. I mean, I guess technically she is still a great Jedi because she has those dual wielding lightsabers. But
Yeah.
for me, I feel like personally, how Star Wars is defined for me is that I'm just along for the ride because they have written themselves in such a corner by starting at almost the end of the story in the original trilogy that I'm just along for the ride at this
But
point. Whoever wants to make a Star Wars story, just make it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm probably gonna like it.
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that's probably why like Mandalorian is probably my favorite character now, just because like when that started, something totally different, really. Like, yeah, you see these other characters on the side, but really he's kind of just doing his own thing, you know? Like it's like when the first season came out, it was definitely like a Star Wars Western, you know? He's kind of just
Yeah,
off traveling all these other planets, doing his own thing. Like I like the different stuff in Star Wars. Because I really want them to get away from the Skywalkers and everything else with that. They need to do different stuff. Probably why so many people like Rogue One.
yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. They definitely need to get off of it. Probably another reason why I hate Tatooine so much. I've seen way too much of it. Let's like literally get rid of it. Go to other planets. I mean, it's called Star Wars. Like you have entire galaxies you could be traveling, and you stay on one planet 85% of the freaking time. Like, I don't know, but um, yeah. Bryce, you got any closing things on the Star Wars and Boba Fett stuff?
I don't know. I mean, I think I agree with you on the part where you're saying that we need to get away from the whole Skywalker thing. I agree with that because it's like beating a dead horse at this point. Like, I mean, it's done, it's over with. And I mean, I think there were some things they should have done differently, but I mean, they don't pay me any money to write anything. So, I mean, I don't really care. I'm just like ABG said though too. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, and even if I don't think it's like the best thing ever, just because it's a Star Wars movie, I'm gonna enjoy it. So like, I don't really care that much. But I mean, I'm just ready to see all the new shows and what they do with that. Honestly,
Yeah, it's like GTA 5. It's like, hey, do you still like this? And everybody's telling you no, but people are still paying for it.
yeah,
uh, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it probably should go in a different direction soon, just because, um, with the exception of Boba Fett, in my opinion, John Favreau and Dave Filoni have done like some excellent work on their new Star Wars stories. So as long as they've got the keys, man, I'm actually fine with it if they're going to be the ones developing the movies too. Um, but yeah, all that said, folks, we're gonna shift gears here and move it into our next topic. So we've been talking about Boba Fett, we've been talking about Mandalorians, and we've been talking about Kanye West. Okay, what do all these people have in common? Sometimes they wear a mask. All right, and what we're about to get into is about the Caped Crusader known as the Batman. Okay, Batman is coming out soon. We have about a couple weeks, and we were talking about this before the show. I actually think it's going to be really good. Robert Pattinson looked like he's going to be breaking ankles all day long. Bryce thinks it's going to be hot garbage, but
yeah.
I think wait. Also, listen. I feel like I should start rating your transitions in the show and your segues, because I mean I would give that one a solid like 7.5 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? You lost me at first, uh, but
yeah,
then you tied it all back in with the Cape Crusader. So I was like, okay, all right, I got you. So yeah, I give that a 7.5.
thanks. Yeah, it's what I do. It's what I do. I just think of them, and then I gotta say them. I gotta say them.
I mean, it seemed almost seamless.
Thanks, man. Um, but I don't know. Like, the Batman is one I'm really looking forward to. Tiff said that she's tired of seeing the Batman because it's done so many times now, so she's probably not going to watch it. But she said this. She's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to watch it." And then my 6-year-old son, Jaden, was like, "Well, God, what did he say?" He's like, "You're going to be missing out or something." I was like, "Dang, am I going to take him to see it? Because it looks pretty dark. Like when I see the trailer, it might be PG-13, but I'm like, this version looks pretty dark. I don't know if I should take him." Oh, we lost Bryce.
We lost Bryce.
We lost him. Did his phone lose charge?
His phone died. He was talking about how bad the Batman was going to be, and so he just he dipped.
Oh, here he is. Here he is.
There
We
he
got him.
is.
We
Oh,
got him.
he changed his background.
No,
Bro,
I got to get him back in.
I think my Wi-Fi or something bugged out. I don't know. Like I
Oh,
was sitting there, I was just sitting here waiting, and then it said use. You know how it pops up like if your Wi-Fi goes out, it's like use cellular data or Wi-Fi or whatever.
yeah.
So I guess my Wi-Fi tweaking.
Well,
Wi-Fi tweaking.
I think when you popped out, I was basically saying that, yeah, Tiff said she doesn't know if she wants to see it just because it's been done so many times. And then my 6-year-old was like, "Oh, well, you're gonna be missing out." And I was like, wait, I did take him to go see Spider-Man. Because we all went to see that together. because we don't really care if it's rated PG-13 for language. Like he hears words all the time, so why not go ahead and take him to go see those movies? If it's superheroes he likes. But when I see the trailer, I'm like, should I take my 6-year-old to go see this movie? I don't know, because this one looks like it might be pretty dark.
Well, hey, as it should be.
I think you should, but also I'm not a parent, so don't trust what I say.
Yeah. But no, I think it's going to be good. We know this is going to be like our last topic for the pod here, folks. But like I said, Bryce thinks it's going to be hot garbage, and I really want some clarification on.
Hey, don't give away his opinion.
Listen, I
Well,
don't know. I don't know why I think that. Like I said, I was in the movie theater the other day because me and Brianna, shout out Brianna.
Hey,
we
shout out.
Yeah, we were watching the Jackass movie, which is I'm not gonna say it's bad just because she's probably gonna. I don't know if she'll listen, but I'm not gonna call it bad. But it just wasn't the same. So I'm just gonna say that.
does
But
she think highly of it? Is that why you won't call it bad?
She really
no,
enjoyed it.
I don't think she thinks highly of it because when we were walking out, I was like, I mean, it just didn't feel the same. And then she was like, yeah, I agree. And I don't know. I'm just not going to say it's trash just because, but it was kind of crap. I don't know. But anyways, when he was sitting there, it played the preview of the Batman movie. And I was like, you know what? I leaned over to Brianna and I was like, this is going to be trash. And I don't think I have a reason why I said that or why I think that, but just judging on DC's past, I'm just going to say this trash. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I'm going to make that call now. But if it's anything like the Joker was, then we'll be all right.
In my opinion, DC has released some questionable movies. I mean, Wonder Woman 1984. What else? People say Batman versus Superman, but I mean, I enjoyed Batman versus Superman, but that's just me. That's another conversation for another time. But they have their track record hasn't been the best over the years. So I mean, I can give people that. But I mean, as of right now, I feel like DC can't miss. You know what I'm saying? With Suicide Squad, with Peacemaker. I feel like they're on a roll right now. I mean, even with the extremely long Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. Justice League, by the way, the original cut sucked, but the Snyder cut was pretty good. But yeah, I feel like they're on a roll right now. So I mean, I feel like there's no need to worry about the Batman. I feel like it's going to be pretty good, especially since it's not dealing with these characters that they have right now in the DCEU. It's kind of just like a standalone Batman movie. I feel like it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Matt Reeves is going for too. Like his whole Robert Pattinson trilogy is so they said they're going to look more into like the detective work of Batman, but it's still going to be like a trilogy that stands on its own, not like connecting to this entire universe. But even the ones that do, like I thought Shazam was one of their better films too. It was actually pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it only took them like 3 or 4 phases of Marvel films to figure out how to do something right. So I am very much looking forward to the Batman. I mean, maybe there's a lot of Robert Pattinson haters out there from Twilight bias. And I gotta be honest, I was kind of doubtful when I heard the news that he was cast as Batman. But then when I saw him in the trailer, I'm like, all right, I'm ready. All right, I'm ready to see this dude break some ankles.
Robert Pattinson, is he signed on for a trilogy?
Yeah, at least.
What is this? What? Why? why is every superhero movie or anything that comes out, why is it always a trilogy? Why can't we just get one good movie, maybe two, and then maybe have it done with? You know what I'm saying? Why does it have to be a trilogy?
I
Well,
mean,
listen, if they hitting a trilogy, then I better see my boy. What's how you say his name? I'm finna butcher his name. Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin.
Yeah,
Joaquin.
Joaquin. My man said Joaquin.
Bro, I don't know the man's name. I don't say that. But anyways, yeah, that he better be in it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know, man. I think but they released like a small trailer that didn't just include footage from the Batman. It was like Aquaman 2, Black Adam, Flash. Um and it seems like they finally kind of got their head around things, man. I'm actually looking forward to the DC movies this year. And of course there's Moon Knight, but you know, I don't want to keep going and lead y'all on for like another 20 to 30 minutes just cuz I know that I could definitely talk about it for that long. I just I'll just
no,
say that since it's about to come out, I'm pretty excited to go see the Batman.
I'm absolutely excited to see this Batman movie. Like, I mean, this might just be me of just loving, uh, cap, what? Just me loving comic book movies, but and falling deep into the Batman hole. But if, it looks like it's gonna be good, in my opinion. You know, they got a pretty good cast,
Oh yeah.
and so I'm just ready to see it. I'm beyond ready to see this movie.
Those drinks are starting to hit, man.
Yo, I'm on my like we sipping on some screwdrivers, so
um
it's feeling
but,
good.
but yeah, folks, I know this one's probably been another one of our longer podcasts, but hey, we've had some good stuff to talk about on our last couple episodes, so
Yeah.
it's been really fun.
And we had some guests.
That's
We
true,
got
yeah.
guests these past couple weeks. When we have guests, we go a little long.
Yeah.
Me and Jared together. I mean, that'll already make a hour long episode. You add a third person, that's gonna be even longer. So
Yeah. So um yeah, thank you all for sticking around, and I'll go ahead and get into some closing thoughts, Um hey, shout out to Matt Stafford for winning the chip, doing it for the Georgia boys. Um Basically you're the dogs at this point. And my final thought for everybody is hey, don't wear a mask. It's it's been done too many times at this point. Go get your third or fourth shot if you want to. I mean, hey, I did. I got a third shot, but just learn how to live life. Let's let's move along.
okay,
And I'll go ahead and tell y'all that my Twitter handle is at Jared Evans.
Bryce.
Uh,
Any closing thoughts for the people?
the Batman movie is gonna suck. Um, Jared is still bald, and ABG is tipsy.
Aha.
Well,
Anywhere where the people can find you.
Bro, I can't even think. I don't even. I changed my Twitter handle the other day, so I don't even know what it is anymore.
hey guys,
But
if going
yeah,
bald is if y'all think of that as an insult,
it's not. It's not.
I'm sorry. I do not think of it that way.
I think you look great, Jared. I was just, I just didn't have anything else to say, so I was just trying to say something else.
Thanks,
So
man. I
yeah,
love you too.
Um, my closing thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much, Bryce, for being a part of it. If you got this far into the episode, like I say, thank you so much. We're doing it for you. We're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for
oh,
these listeners.
I almost
What's
forgot to
up?
say. Appreciate y'all boys for having me on again.
Yeah, thank
It's
you,
been
man.
fun. It's been real.
Absolutely.
Hey, and I felt like I had a strong performance this time. Maybe I'll get you guys some extra listens. I had
I
some
hope
pretty
so,
good takes.
man. Yeah, no, thank you for real for being on. Thank you for everybody who's ever been on. If you're listening to this, you've been on the show. Thank you so much. You guys are the reason we do this show. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if it wasn't for you, small group of people who listen to this show, you know, who will be making it for? You know what I'm saying? So thank you. But more closing thoughts. Shout out to Matthew Stafford, not for being a part of UGA, but for being on
Mhm.
that, but for being on that bad uh, Detroit team for so long. You finally getting some shine. Shout out to you. Good win. Shout out to the Rams. I mean, basically, NFL super team getting a Super Bowl victory. So I mean, they got some of the best talent, so makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I definitely enjoyed the Boba Fett show. Um,
Even though Jared's a hater.
yeah, even just here, I think Batman's gonna be great. I want to see that. There's a lot of stuff I want to see right now, but this is the closing thoughts. So let me close it out with my Twitter handle. My Twitter handle is young without the O_ABG. I'm still thinking about a new Twitter handle, so I don't know what I should do, if I want to change it or not. I don't know. I
Change
might
it
keep it
to
that
young_skeet.
young
We'll
ski.
change it to Yay versus Ski.
No, can't do that. Can't do that. But yeah, you can find me there at young without the O_ABG. Um, and you can find us on Twitter at unheard_of pod. That's going to be the same on Instagram underscore unheard_of pod. Facebook, we on Facebook. Search us up, unheard of. YouTube, we got links. We everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere almost except for Apple Music. You know,
That's right.
we out here. Search us up. We here. You tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? My mom out here telling everybody she know. You know what I'm saying? She shout out to my mama. She's the best. My mom is the best PR we got right now. You know what I'm saying? She is sharing the show to everybody she can find. So thank you, Mama, for liking the show. Thank you for supporting what I'm doing. So
Yeah, love you, Mr.
yeah,
P.
Jared.
All right, folks. Again, thank you, Bryce, for joining us yet again. It won't be too long. We'll have you back on again. And
I'm
yeah,
down
folks.
anytime.
So anytime, man. We'll have you back on. Yeah, been a good show. And thank you all for listening. And with all that being said, we love you, we hear you, and we hope you hear us here at Unheard of.
Unheard of.